Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
A continuación, Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a la comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Now, con ustedes, Jenny Ibarra.
Buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches, donde quiera que usted esté. Nuevamente Jenny Rosales con Voces en Acción, trayéndole la información diaria de las cosas que se necesitan para poder estar informados en caso de una emergencia, en caso de que necesite algo, y al mismo tiempo educarlo lo más que se pueda, porque estos tiempos están para educarnos. Voces en Acción al servicio de ustedes y la comunidad de Conroe, Montgomery y todo el mundo, alrededor del mundo. Hoy también quiero darle un shout out a nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank, que siempre ha estado ahí con nosotros, siempre nos han apoyado y son parte de nuestra comunidad desde 1900. Gracias por el servicio de First Financial Bank. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Jenny Rosales with Voces in Action here, bringing you all the information and all the things that we need to know within the Montgomery County, Texas, everywhere in the world. And especially today, we're going to have a fun conversation with a person that I dearly love. He's one of our servants, and he's an amazing guy. He's going to talk to us about everything that is going on in the community. And now, a shout out now to First Financial Bank, because they've been with us all this time, and they're supporting my show and supporting everybody in the community. Thank you so much, First Financial, for your help and for being since the 1900s with us. We got with us Westley Doolittle, Captain Westley Doolittle. To me, it's funny because when I see this kid, I'm thinking he's a captain and he's so young. Estamos con el capitán Westley Doolittle. Él es el capitán del Precinto 1 del área de Montgomery County. Sir, it's an honor having your presence with me.
Thank you.
I always I've been behind your boss, yes. Which Philip Cash kisses because I love that man. But he's always busy. And I thought he was, yes, an amazing guy. He's doing so much for the community. So I needed to bring somebody that will be able to talk to us of everything, because the Hispanic community is so ignorant about your jobs. And that's something that is lethal for us. We need to know why they bring a captain, why they bring a sheriff. You know what I mean? What is it, where we are, what are the boundaries, things like that. So that's why I brought you over here.
Perfect.
Le estoy diciendo que lo traje porque es bien importante para nosotros como comunidad, la comunidad hispana, que sepamos qué es lo que es un capitán, qué es lo que es un sheriff, qué es lo que es un constable, cómo trabajan, cuáles son los diferentes tipos de trabajo que ellos hacen y por qué nosotros tenemos que ayudarlos para que ellos hagan su trabajo, porque ellos están respondiendo por nuestras vidas. Wesley, you're a captain. You were a Texas Ranger. You worked for DPS for 22 years, and you decided, hey, I'm out of here.
Yes, basically.
You wanted the big stuff, because what you're doing is more dangerous right now than when you were doing as a trooper. Don't you think so?
I don't know.
Really?
As a trooper, I worked by myself a lot in unincorporated areas.
Okay.
And I would stop cars sometimes with one person just driving, and then there'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people sometimes, and I would interact with them out on the roadways, like on a state highway 105 between Beaumont and Cleveland, where there's really nobody else out there but you and the violator that you stop.
Oh, so it's very, very dangerous situations then.
When I think about it, dealing with people on the roadways as a trooper, you do that by yourself a lot. But then you're also on the highways and interstates, and there's lots of traffic, so you're at risk to be run over or to step out the wrong way in traffic.
Exactly.
It's something that somebody can hit the back of your car. My training partner, when I was a trooper, his car got hit while we were still in training. So it's something that scares a lot of troopers a lot about traffic.
So it's dangerous. O sea, le estoy diciendo que él fue un DPS, un trooper, los que vemos en un highway patrol, lo que le llamaríamos, ¿verdad? Él trabajó 22 años de ser highway patrol y en el 2022 se salió de ese departamento y se juramentó como capitán ahora en el departamento de Constables del área de Montgomery en el precinto 1. Y le digo que salió de un lugar tan tranquilo para meterse en algo mucho más violento, porque acá como con el área de precinto 1 es el policía, básicamente está entre la gente y es bastante peligroso. Me dice, no te creas, me dice, el trabajo como trooper también. Estamos manejando, tenemos que parar a las personas, a veces puedes parar a una sola persona, a veces 7, 8 personas en el carro. Entonces tú no sabes quién te va a hacer un daño, tú no sabes si van a pasar volando y te van a pegar en la parte de atrás. Dice que en su primera semana de trabajar, uno de los compañeros de él estaba parqueado para atender una persona y le pegaron en la parte de atrás del carro. Así que dice que hay tantos peligros por todos lados. So the danger is everywhere. You never know where you're going to expect it. Okay.
You know, you think about it, just being in uniform, that you can become a target of somebody wants to do harm to first responders, which we've seen in the past several years. Just
Exactly.
kind of the cultural things, the things where law enforcement wasn't viewed in a positive light. You know, there were more negative connotations toward law enforcement, so that was scary.
Dice que es raro porque dice que la gente no lo pone de esa manera, pero básicamente ver el peligro. Cuando tú estás con un uniforme y sobre todo eres first responder, no importa qué uniforme tengas, estás en peligro. Y la gente, sobre todo en los últimos años, hemos visto mucha agresión en contra de los policías y los first responders por esa razón, porque nos ven como peligro, los intimidamos, nos quieren hacer daño, etcétera, etcétera. Sarah, and that's something that I respect from you guys. I do you know me, I back up the blue 100%.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know because basically it's a constitutional right of us. We have to have people to understand that due to the Constitution, the way it was written, you guys are here to serve us, to protect us, not to harm us. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's a lot of people that are coming and they have the power and they abuse of the power. That's probably what they're afraid of, you know?
Do you think it's because of cultural differences, maybe from the country they're from, might not have the same level of professionalism, or why do you think that is?
They're afraid of so many things. My community, as you know, they're afraid of immigration. They're afraid of the commissioners. They're afraid of the commissioner.
Okay.
Commissioner Riley came to me and said, Jenny, they don't want to talk to me because they think I'm going to send them to immigration. They're not, because they are afraid of anything that has to have a uniform, that have to come to them because they know they're illegal. Some of them, they're just,
Okay.
you know, they have seen so much things in the media that has rotten the information correctly because
Okay.
it has, you know, misinformation. The misinformation has gotten into the Hispanic community, and that's the issue why they're afraid of you guys.
Okay.
Without knowing what is it that you really do, you know, the
Okay.
involvement that you got there. I see that you guys not only deal with arrest, you deal with mental issues, you deal
Yes.
with hospitals, you deal with the water district, you deal with so many things, and people don't even know that.
Right.
So what is your opinion about this right now? What is it that we as a Hispanic can do to assist you working better, you know, especially in your job?
I think the biggest thing that I found, like when I was a ranger, I'd go to small communities and work homicides, kidnappings, sexual assaults, things like that. And one of the biggest things that I found that benefited me as a state police officer going into more local areas is the expertise of the local law enforcement there, where they knew their community, right? They knew the people that lived there that were supposed to be there, what they drove, what their tendencies were, what the culture of the community was. And those are really important things. I think the community needs to know their law enforcement and know them individually as well, to where they trust them and they know that when they call them, they can share information with them and no harm's going to come back to them, right?
Exactly.
That-
So that's why you left Troopers, because you wanted to be more into connection with the community. Am I right?
I wanted to be more local, yeah. As a state police officer, you can be sent anywhere. You travel
Exactly.
around. I was stationed in Victoria, McAllen,
You were everywhere.
in Houston, and Tomball, Cleveland,
Wow.
and Conroe.
Wow.
So,
So moving into this place, you're more central now with your family. You're
Yes.
married, am I right, sir?
I'm married.
And how many
have
kids
4
you have?
kids.
4 kids. Wow.
So-
And they're not babies. They're big kids already, am I right?
They're all grown.
Hey, sorry, Wesley. How old are you? Because you look so young.
I'm 50.
You don't even look that age,
Well,
sir.
thank you.
You know, you're close to me. I'm 55, 56. I
Right.
just turned 56. So, yeah, you are very young.
I feel young.
You look
So,
such a baby face.
Thank you.
People think that you're just a kid. That's what you're thinking.
right. Yeah, and when I was a trooper, I would stop people and say, "You're not old enough to stop me. You're not old enough to be a
They will
policeman."
tell you that. Le digo que él nos está explicando de que cuando él trabajaba como policía del Estado, un state trooper trabaja para el Estado correctamente. No trabaja directamente en las comunidades. Automáticamente a él lo mandan por todos lados. Él puede estar en Victoria, puede estar en Houston, lo pueden poner en Tomball. Ha ido por todos lados. En cambio, un policía, por lo menos ahorita donde él está trabajando como capitán en el Distrito 1, él se encarga nada más de ese distrito. Entonces, la diferencia es que él tenía que entrar y ver todo tipo de problemas, de asaltos sexuales, robo y todo como State Trooper. Y cuando llegaba, se daba cuenta que los policías que estaban en la comunidad sabían quiénes eran las personas, tenían dónde vivían, cómo vivían, qué es lo que hacían y todo, porque tenían más conocimiento y más contacto con la persona. Él decide salirse de State Trooper y porque quiere estar con su familia más estable. Está casado, tiene 4 hijos, tiene 50 años, aunque tiene la cara de bebé. Y le digo yo que tiene una cara de bebé porque es súper joven. Y me dice, sí, mucha gente lo paraba y le decía, tú no me puedes parar a mí si tú eres un chiquillo. Tú no puedes. Y se lo dicen, pero tiene la cara de bebé, pero es un muchacho que ya tiene una familia formada. Casualmente, your wife is Hispanic, am I right?
Yes.
La esposa es hispana. Así que automáticamente es uno de nosotros. Este señor trabaja para la comunidad dando nuestra ayuda. Y ella dice que lo que él se refiere es que ve el bloqueo de que muchos de nosotros no aceptamos la presencia de un policía o la presencia de un first responder porque pensamos que nos van a llamar a inmigración o nos van a dar algún tipo de citación o nos van a llevar presos por algo que no debería ser. Y eso es lo que él quiere poner, que tenemos que ayudarlos a ellos a entender de que ellos vienen a ayudarnos. They need to understand that you're coming to their houses or you're coming to them to help them.
Yes.
That's
That,
why that's your whole work, help.
What is the nature of the call? Did they call us there? Are we going there to follow up on something? I think that people might fear if a policeman shows up at their house and they didn't call them, that maybe something more is wrong. And that's not as comfortable of a situation for them because you're coming and they don't know why.
Exactly.
I-
Dice que la mayoría del tiempo cuando son llamadas telefónicas, la gente lo llaman, ellos van ahí y tienen que ver la naturaleza de la llamada. Ven la naturaleza de la llamada, llegan y preguntan y muchos dicen, bueno, si yo no los llamé o alguien los llamó, ¿para qué estaban aquí? Y les da miedo, se sienten intimidados y no les permiten trabajar como debería ser. So basically they shouldn't be afraid, they shouldn't be intimidated, they should let you guys ask the questions and respectfully, you know, and I understand that because I've been stopped by a trooper, and I've
Yes.
been a magnificent trooper. I was stopped by a trooper because one of my tailback lights was off, and it was in the middle of the night, and you know, I'm older, so I'm trying to see, and I put the brights in the middle of the highway. So he stopped me. He's like, "Can I get your?" And I, of course, pulled, and I was, you know, and I gave him my ID and everything, very
Yes.
respectful. I was not afraid because I was able to communicate the language.
Right.
And I knew that something was wrong because I was not driving over the speed limit.
Okay.
So he was not going to put me a speed limit ticket. He says, I stopped you because your tail light is out. And on the top of
Yes.
that, you had your brights on in the middle of the, 8 o'clock at night. And
Yes.
people cannot see what, I told him, sir, I cannot see. He said, I understand, but whenever you have your beams out, try to turn them off whenever somebody's coming. Don't let
Yes.
them on because you're going to blind somebody.
Yeah, I
You can
used
create-
to stop people for that all the time, especially out in the country
Exactly.
when you're driving out there
Exactly.
because it's hard to see.
It's hard to see. Exactly hard to see. What would you recommend? Because we don't these little things.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of like take them. I don't want a ticket. I never, thanks the Lord, I never
Okay.
got in a ticket and I pray I don't get a ticket anymore. You
Right.
know. But at the same time, you have to be mindful and respectful. How do you want us as a community to approach you?
So that's something great to talk about. right? What do you do if you're stopped by law enforcement? How should you behave? Because it's an interaction between people, right?
Exactly.
So we need to understand what's happening. So most of the time, if a police officer stops you for a traffic stop, they've got a violation of state law or some kind of reasonable suspicion of intoxication or something like that.
That's when the state troopers stop you.
Or
Okay.
any police officer, like a constable can stop you.
Okay.
A sheriff can stop you. A police officer, like Conroe Police Department.
Exactly.
Texas Parks and Wildlife. You don't think about all the law enforcement that we have out there that enforces state law.
Okay.
So just about any policeman that works traffic will stop people for traffic violations on the roadway. So like when you get stopped, you're supposed to, when you see emergency lights, pull over to the right-hand side of the road and stop your vehicle.
Ok, él nos va a hablar ahorita, nos está hablando de cómo nosotros tenemos que reaccionar cuando un policía nos para en la calle, que es algo técnico que la gente no sabe y que eso es que cualquier policía uniformado, tanto un constable como un sheriff, como como state trooper o un policía regular de la calle de Conroe o de Houston, te pueden parar. Es normal, te paran, porque ellos están viendo que hay algo que ellos identificaron en tu carro, porque ellos sacan tu licencia, sacan tus placas desde afuera, con las cámaras que ellos tienen. And that's something people don't understand, that when you're stopping somebody, you already saw the plate and you run the plate in 5 minutes. You get that information and you know if you need to stop that person or not. You know what I mean? They think that they just stop you because stopping you. No,
Okay.
I stop you because guess what? I stopped that person and that person has a warrant.
Right.
And you don't even know.
With probable cause.
It's
most
a
of the
probable
time.
cause most of the time.
Yes, for
Mhm.
like a small traffic violation, like no front license plate on your vehicle.
Okay,
You can be
perfect.
stopped for that. Your tail light being out.
Ajá.
Failure to dim your headlamps.
Ok, dice que son cosas que van en la lista de lo que tú estudias supuestamente para tomar la licencia. El tener las luces de atrás apagadas en tu carro. Tener las luces grandes, las altas, ponérselas a las personas. Tú no puedes poner las luces altas en un highway. No se te permite porque la visibilidad es para todos. Es que tienes que acostumbrarte a manejar con la luz baja. El tener que ellos han leído tu placa y ven que tienes un probable cause, una probabilidad, causa probable de un arresto porque no estás sometido a un warrant arrest que tienen en tu récord. Have you found cases that you pull the plate and that's a stolen car? I imagine you have done a lot of those. Am I right?
I haven't had a whole lot of
Well,
those.
but you have them.
I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people take. This is something common that like robbers and stuff will do.
Okay.
They'll go steal a car.
Mhm.
They'll take a front plate off of a vehicle that's similar to the one they're driving that people might not notice the front plate is stolen.
Okay.
And they'll put it on the back of their car. And when law enforcement runs it, they're getting a return on a vehicle that's not reported stolen. So they may or may not be dealing with a stolen vehicle. And most of the time when you're dealing with a vehicle, you run the license plate and you get the last couple numbers of the VIN plate. And
Okay.
you compare them to a license plate to see if it's the same vehicle.
Okay, that's a lot of work. Because you got to track the whole thing and drink. Okay, él dice que ha pasado, le pregunto que si ha visto muchas veces que cuando para un carro porque ve que la placa no está siendo reportada como robada. Y me dice, ¿sabes qué? He tenido eso, lo he visto, pero también he visto donde una persona se roba el carro, los ladrones, son específicos, agarran el carro, la placa de un carro similar al que ellos se robaron y le han robado la placa de adelante. Y esa placa de adelante la utilizan para el carro de ellos. Y automáticamente cuando la sacan, probablemente el señor se robó el carro, pero tienen que ver el número del VIN del carro para entonces hacerle correctamente a ver si las placas están registradas bajo el mismo VIN number. Y eso es un trabajo que tienen que hacer eso. So that's when you go back there, get the license plate, get the VIN number, get everything, and of course the insurance, and then you mash everything together before
Yes.
doing an arrest or doing anything.
Yes.
So, and that's when you guys got a risk, because these people can fly, or these people can start shooting you guys, or things like that. Am I right?
Things like my career has been at times more dangerous than others, I guess. Doing traffic stops, I think, is dangerous.
It's dangerous.
for you. And I've done search warrants where we
Wow.
kick people's doors in. served search warrants, went in there, served arrest warrants, and brought people to the jail and ultimately to the courts to be held accountable for what they've done.
Wow. That's bad. I couldn't do that. No, I imagine your wife, God bless her soul, going to bed every night thinking, God bless you. That's the only, just thinking nowadays, I imagine how she is. Because nowadays it's getting worse than what it was before. When you and I were, because I'm almost your age, we were, we used to respect the police officers.
I think there was a different level.
It's a different, exactly, completely. And then there was nothing like, you shoot a police officer back then in the 70s, hey, you're dead meat. Because believe me, nowadays they're so used to doing so much irrespectful things to you guys. How do you guys cope with this?
Like as an individual?
As a corporation and as individual, because you have to do it twice. You have to, it's like double.
Right. I think as far as our agencies go, we make sure that our guys are wearing their bulletproof vest when they're out working and answering calls and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We train and use tactics that are more beneficial or to our safety. So when you're approaching, let's say, a family violence call, maybe you don't park directly in front of the home so you can observe. When you're going into situations where there's things happening and you're not sure, to take the time to look at what's happening on that call, to listen to the call notes, to look at the history of things that happened at that house, and then to take all that information in as you approach to speak with the people.
Dice que la técnica que tiene, que él ha visto que él ha estado en muchas situaciones de mucho peligro. Ha entrado a servir arrestos, ha recogido personas para llevar a la cárcel, ha tenido que romper puertas, ha tenido que corretear gente, o sea, ha tenido que hacer todo lo que tiene que hacer un policía. Y dice que muchas también ha sido parar a la gente porque están haciendo algo indebido en la calle, automáticamente eso lo pone en riesgo. Pero él dice que el trabajo de él es meticuloso, es un trabajo donde se les enseña, él enseña a sus jóvenes, como él es capitán, él está en un nivel donde él está entrenando a los policías constantemente, él tiene que decirles que cuando ellos van a hacer un tipo de arresto, sobre todo cuando se trata de violencia doméstica, tienen que parquearse no en la misma casa, parquearse en otros lados, estar cerca, observar el ambiente completamente, ver lo que está pasando y darse cuenta y protegerse porque ya está en los tiempos de protección. So basically people, when you guys go to serve a warrant or or pick up somebody for domestic violence, you guys gotta really take care of yourselves because you don't know if that guy's gonna come out or that girl, because both ways serves nowadays, is gonna come aggressive to you guys.
I think that family violence calls are dangerous.
The worst.
Yeah. And
that's what I heard.
You use tactics, Jenny, that you learn in the patrol school through experience and through your training partners and working with other officers that you use to try to be as safe as you can, not just for you, but also for the violator, the person you're going to arrest. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to go home safely.
Exactly.
Right?
And I know, even if it's a violator, you need to respect their rights.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. We don't just arrest people. We have to have probable cause to arrest. When you're talking about things that have occurred in the past, we get warrants for arrest.
Exactly.
Search warrants to enter their home. Legal paperwork from a judge to go do our job.
Okay.
So we follow the law and the Fourth Amendment.
And then that's another thing somebody asked me. Are you guys able to go into our houses and take our guns away from us?
That if you're going to take someone's guns away from you, you should have a warrant to
That's
do
the
that.
only way.
Whether a judge is going to tell you to do that. Whether they were used in a crime or for some other reason. Are you thinking something in particular?
No, I'm thinking because they say, well, if it comes to push the show later on in life, the police can come and take all our guns away, and we're going to end up like China. And I say, well, something, I don't think it's going to happen here, but is due to the Constitution, we're not allowed. You guys are not allowed to do that.
We have a Texas state constitution and a U.S. constitution that give us those fundamental protections.
That we're not allowed to. Yeah,
That's
okay,
correct.
perfect. It's okay. I'm going to clarify that because some other people are afraid of that too.
Okay.
In the community, because they're voting members of the community, and they're like, if you have this gun, they can come and take it away. We're not able to speak freely. We're not. So those are things that we're kind of like trying to understand and differ from the gossiping and knowing the right truth from you guys. You know. Él acaba de decir, le acabo de preguntar porque Me han preguntado, hey, en cualquier momento puede entrar el gobierno y quitarnos las armas. Dice, la única manera que ellos pueden entrar a tu casa y quitarte la arma es porque tu arma ha sido involucrada o la arma que tú poseías en algún tipo de criminalidad. Mientras tanto, que ellos tengan tienen que tener un warrant para hacer un search, para entrar a tu casa y registrar. Tienen que tenerlo. Sin eso no pueden entrar. Una. Dos, tienen que tener el conocimiento de una probabilidad de que esa arma ha sido utilizada en otro crimen. Quizás tú no lo hiciste o no eras tú, pero fue utilizada anteriormente en otro crimen y se necesita para balística, se necesita para muchas cosas, ¿ok? Y él dice, le pregunto yo, siempre me han preguntado, señora Jenny, ¿usted cree que nos van a quitar las armas, que el gobierno va a entrar como en China y va a quitarnos las armas a todos los ciudadanos y nos vamos a poner? Dice, no. La Constitución de los Estados Unidos está establecida y la Constitución de Texas, donde no pueden entrar a las casas y quitarle las armas al pueblo. Eso está en contra de la ley automáticamente. Al menos que haga una causa probable. Bueno, repito, si usted tiene un problema así, es porque hubo una causa probable. Pero no van a entrar a todas las comunidades a quitarnos todas las armas porque eso no lo hacen. Aquí está usted protegida por la Constitución de 1776 y la Constitución de Texas. Ellos están claritos con eso y eso es lo que ellos hacen para proteger. Sir, what else would you recommend? What is the things that you don't want us to be afraid and the things that you want us to pay close attention nowadays that you have encountered like every day in your work?
It's broad.
Fraud.
No,
Okay.
broad. I was thinking that, let me go back to something we didn't talk about. When we're talking about traffic stops, I think that a lot of people come in contact with law enforcement through traffic enforcement, right? Because all of us drive. We commute to go to work. We commute to go home. We drive to grocery stores and stuff. And law enforcement, that's where we come in contact with people a lot. So when someone stops, we talk about pulling over to the right-hand side
Exactly.
of the road, right?
Exactly.
Roll your window down. Have
Exactly.
your driver's license and your financial responsibility ready so when that officer walks up, they can be put at ease a little bit too by seeing that you've got these things already, that you're doing things that indicate to them that you're complying with the law. You're going to be someone that they can talk to, someone that they can deal with amicably, that traffic stop will go as designed. So we use a 7-step violator contact.
Okay.
Is what our agency, Constable's office, Constable Cash has a policy that we use a 7-step violator contact.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Department of Public Safety, the Highway Patrol uses also.
Okay.
So when a policeman comes up to your window, they should basically greet you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name's Westley Doolittle, or I probably won't say my first name. Hello,
Uh-huh.
I'm with Constable's office,
Uh-huh.
and tell you why they stopped you. You're being stopped in reference to your speed.
Okay.
So they're going to interact with you, and they're going to give you some information up front, tell you who they are and why they stopped you.
Okay.
Right? They're going to ask you for your driver license and your financial responsibility to identify you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they'll check the conditions of your vehicle. You may notice that they walk up, look at your inspection
Exactly.
sticker, walk around your car maybe,
Exactly.
look at your front license plate to see that your car is in proper condition.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly, sir.
Next thing they should do is come back to you and tell you what action they're going to take.
Okay.
You've been stopped for your speed, you're going to receive a citation or you're going to receive a warning,
Exactly.
and then they will take that action. They'll write the ticket or warning, and they'll give it to you, explain to you what you must do, and then leave.
Exactly.
And that's the last step.
Okay. And it's an easy thing. I'm
Yes.
sorry, sir. I've been stopped in my life like 3 times.
Yes.
And never speeding, always because of a tire that was low one time or this time that they stopped me because of the right. But I guess because I don't run away from the police officers and I love them to death, I
Right.
comply with everything right away. I have my insurance on time. I have my tickets expired. One time it was expired, and
Okay.
and I told him I was gonna, because I was having a red light in my car and I couldn't pass the inspection.
Yes.
And the police officer was nice enough to tell me, okay, go on, because I showed him the paper, and he's like, okay, go as soon as possible. Try to take care of that because they can put you a ticket because of this. Okay, so he was very nice to do
Yes.
that. Not everybody does that, you know.
You know, I don't think it hurts to ask for a warning.
Exactly.
If you're stopped in a police officer and you're
So
talking
we're
to a police
we're able
officer,
to
you
ask for a
just-
warning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that
People
was
have done
given by you guys. That's something that the community doesn't know. See,
Right.
I'm
Well,
thinking
I've
you
had
either
people-
put the stuff or put the warning, either or.
You know, I think that people, if they ask, they could that. It's officer's discretion to issue a citation or not.
Okay.
Some policies dictate whether officer must issue a citation.
Okay.
So, DPS, they didn't let you write. When I was a trooper, you couldn't write a warning for no valid driver license or no driver license. You had to write a ticket. You couldn't give a warning.
Wow.
So there's some things, but I tell my kids, if you're stopped, to ask, to apologize for their speed or their driving behavior or whatever it is, the reason they're stopped, and ask. If you could write me a warrant, I'd appreciate it.
Ok, le pregunté al principio que qué era lo que él le diría a la comunidad hispana para que nosotros entendiéramos qué es lo que puede hacer para poderle ayudar a trabajar mejor. Él dice que quiere irse directamente al área donde estamos hablando de lo que es los tickets que ponen en la calle. ¿Cómo puedes tú hacer el trabajo más fácil para ti y para el policía que te para? Cuando el policía te para, ponte y parquéate del lado derecho. No del lado izquierdo, del lado derecho, de manera que tú te des permiso a que las personas sigan andando. Pagas tus luces, apagas todo y bajas de una vez tu ventana. La bajas, buscas tu cédula o tu licencia o lo que tú tengas, busca la identificación, busca el seguro del carro y los papeles del carro para cuando él venga, él te esté viendo que tú estás buscando eso, porque ellos te están viendo. O sea, él llega donde ti y se va a parar y te va a decir, mi nombre es Westley Doolittle o Officer Doolittle, te estoy parando, y te tiene que decir automáticamente por qué te está parando. Tú no le tienes que preguntar por qué me está parando, él te lo tiene que decir. Te lo tienen que decir automáticamente. Te estoy parando porque has violado el límite de carrera del área. O sea, si te pasaste de 35 decía y tú estás a 45, estás hablando de 10 millas más por hora de lo que tenías que ir en el área. Él tiene el derecho de pararte y te tiene que dar un ticket. Simple y sencillamente, él va donde ti profesionalmente, se presenta, te dice por qué te está parando y te pide la información. Chequea tu carro. Él va por delante del carro a ver si tienes la placa correcta del carro y se va por la parte de atrás y chequea tu carro y va viendo en el carro para ver si hay algo que no está de acuerdo. En ese momento, si tú tienes droga, se va a dar cuenta. En ese momento, si tienes alcohol, se va a dar cuenta. Todo eso lo va a estar mirando, porque lo miran. Ellos miran y ellos observan a la persona. Y si la persona se pone nerviosa, peor es la situación. Si la persona se pone a pelear, peor es la situación, porque ellos van a implementar la ley. La van a implementar, aunque usted no lo quiera, lo van a implementar. Él va a ir atrás, va a sacar su información, y si usted tiene un warrant de arrest o si usted tiene algún problema que anteriormente ha estado un DWI y tiene alcohol en el carro, lo va a ver. Le va a levantar el carro, le va a poner, lo va a mandar a hacer a soplar, porque está pensando ya en ese momento de que ya usted tiene una trayectoria y que eso le está afectando. Pero usted, lo que en vez de pelear con ellos, hable con ellos, comuníquese con ellos, hágale el trabajo a usted más fácil. Es más, me acaba de decir que si usted no tiene ningún problema, su récord está limpio, usted puede pedirles a ellos hasta que le dé un warrant. Un warrant significa, no un warrant, ¿cómo se llama? Un warning. Un warning significa una notita de, hey, te estoy avisando, para que pongas atención que estás haciendo esto mal y tienes que corregirlo. Ellos, si tienen el corazón para hacerlo, lo hacen, y con mucho gusto lo hacen, porque se puede pedir. Yo le preguntaba, que yo pensaba que nada más o te dan el ticket o te dan el warning. Me dice, no, tú puedes pedir el warning, lo puedes pedir y pedir que por favor, que tuviste problemas, que por favor, y le explica tu situación. Ellos te dan el warning y tú te dejan ir. Pero no te pueden dar los troopers, o sea, los policías del estado, los que están en las carreteras grandes, no pueden darte un warning si tu licencia está expirada o si no tienes el seguro del carro. No lo pueden hacer. Te tienen que dar un ticket o pueden hasta levantarte el carro y venir a que te vengan a recoger, porque eso lo tienen que hacer. Sir, that's a lot of information, and that's good,
Right.
because people don't understand how they can prevent further things.
Okay.
But just working in community, working in association with a cop, he's not here to harm me. He's to tell me, Jenny, you are not doing right. You need to correct these items. And
Right.
that's for the safety, not only for your safety, for the safety of everybody around you.
Yes.
And us. And that's something that we need to take in consideration, sir.
Absolutely. We should we should all have insurance, right? If we
Exactly.
make a mistake, and we tear someone else's property up, our insurance should be able to take care of that for them.
Exactly. Todos tenemos que tener seguros, todos tenemos que estar responsables de nuestros actos. Nosotros somos lo que podemos dañar o apagar el sistema por el solo sentido de cómo nosotros tratamos a los policías. Si ve un policía, no es su enemigo. Un trooper, un constable, un sheriff, un policía regular, they're not your enemies. Ellos no son tus enemigos. Ellos son las personas que ellos juraron que van a defenderte a ti, que te van a proteger a ti, que no te va a pasar a ti nada. Si no los confundas con ICE, con inmigración. No confundas a estos policías con inmigración. Ellos no van a llamar a inmigración. Ellos no tienen esa posibilidad todavía. No está declarado eso. Eso es mentira. Ahora, si tú tienes un problema criminal, una hoja de 20 páginas criminal, entonces sí vas a estar en problemas. I'm telling them, not to confuse you guys with immigration. You guys are not immigration officers. You guys are there just to abide by the law and do the things that are correctly. Now, but if you have a 20-page or 30-page criminal record, be careful, because yes, you're going to get deported, and yes, you're going to get out. You're going to go to jail. Okay, that's we have to say that nowadays, sir, because the truth has to be said. I always tell them directly, over here in Voces en Acción, we're here to tell you the truth. We're not going to color code it.
Right.
Okay, and the truth is, that's why everything on my logos are black and white. And I know, even my producer, Dick, the owner, he says, you're too, I'm like, yeah, I have to be clear. Because if we color code things now, though, sir, we're lying. We cannot be in the middle.
Right.
Okay, and you know why. Okay, so it's been a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your service, for your years of service. Thanks to your wife and your family sacrifice, your parents. God bless them, because to me, it's like they know that their kid is out there and exposing to this crazy world. And I'm going to pray for you every day of my life, because I want you working here, because you have provided so much. Mental illness, we're going to talk about that with a little bit on I know there's a hotline, and they need to know about the hotline on mental illness, and you have those cases. Le estoy diciendo las gracias porque vamos a cerrar casi el programa, pero quiero que sepan que ellos también se encargan de las personas con problemas mentales. What is the hotline for mental illness? Do you know the number or any chance?
Most of the time when we come in contact with someone, it's through dispatch.
Dispatch?
Yes.
So the 911 in case of mental illness?
Or someone calls non-emergency numbers, someone in their family's having a problem.
Well, I put your numbers right there in my website.
Okay.
Just so I knew you probably would not be right now, but I put your numbers right there, and if they need to call, they can call, and there's somebody that will speak Spanish.
We have several
speak Spanish. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Si usted necesita ayuda con alguien con problemas mentales, puede llamar al 911 o puede llamar también al número que aparece en el website con lo que se va a publicar este show. Ahí está el número de la oficina del Capitán Doolittle. Usted puede llamar por teléfono, ellos hablan español. Cualquier pregunta, no se piense que emigración, por usted necesitar algo, no quiera voluntariar la información. Si usted ve algo malo, llame y repórtelo. If you see something wrong, they need to call and report it. They're not immigration, ¿ok? Ellos van a llegar allí, van a ayudarle. Si usted está en problema de violencia doméstica, hable antes que se vuelva una víctima. I'm letting them know if they're domestic violence, they need to call. They need to call, because you don't want to be a victim, okay? And especially this month of October, that we celebrate the Domestic Violence Month. Este mes se celebra el mes de la violencia doméstica. Estos señores están trabajando día 24/7 para mantenernos vivos. Por favor, si usted tiene un problema de violencia doméstica, llame a los números que están ahí. Si no, puede llamarme a mí, 832-732-4744. Estamos para servirle. Thank you, Wesley. God bless you. Thank you for being in my show, sir. And it's a pleasure. I need to bring your boss, and I will bring your boss.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be glad to come on and see you. I want you to tell folks that law enforcement's a resource for them. They're not an oversight. They're a resource. They're here. We are here for them to call when they need us.
Quiere que les diga que la policía es un recurso, no es un daño para ustedes, sino un recurso. Ellos están ahí para sus llamadas, para sus necesidades 24/7, 364 días al año. Así que piensen bien, cuando necesitamos, ellos nos van a ayudar, no otra persona. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Gracias por estar con nosotros en Voces en Acción. Nos vemos en nuestro próximo show. Thank you so much for being Voces in Action, and we'll see you in the next show. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Jenny from Voces en Acción. First Financial Bank can help those who wish to purchase their own home but do not have a Social Security. Their IT and home loan can be a perfect option for those in that situation. They're able to be reached and they can help you at 936-439-1800. That number is 936-439-1800. The American Dream, it is at the reach with First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank, it is an equal housing lender, member of FIDC. Hola, soy yo, Jenny, de Voces en Acción, y vamos a hablar sobre nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank le puede ayudar a quienes desean comprar su propia casa, pero no tienen un número de seguro social. El préstamo hipotecario de ITN puede ser una opción perfecta para quienes están en esta situación. Estamos aquí para ayudarles y los puede contactar al 936-439-1800. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance con First Financial Bank. Prestamista de vivienda equitativa, miembro FIDC. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, donde quiera que usted está. Y pido disculpas por mi voz. Estoy un poquito under the weather, estaba lloviendo y me mojé. Y claro, como siempre, la sinusitis nos ataca a todos aquí en el área de Houston. No, mi nombre es Jenny Rosales, como les he dicho anteriormente. Soy la host o la anfitriona de Voces en Acción y trayéndole las cosas de importancia de nuestra ciudad y lo que pasa alrededor del mundo. Tomo la oportunidad para estar con ustedes y compartir las cosas que están pasando. Ahorita estamos en votación temprana en el área de Houston y en los alrededores, en todo Texas, en el estado de Texas, eligiendo proposiciones y mandatos y leyes que sirven para engrandecer o al mismo tiempo dar más productividad o más énfasis a nuestros condados o municipios o las ciudades en las cuales estamos viviendo. Por favor, si usted puede votar, hágase partícipe de ir a votar, porque no solamente es su derecho, sino es su deber como ciudadano de los Estados Unidos de mantenerse al día con todas las leyes que le afectan a usted, sus hijos y a su familia. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Jenny Rosales, and I'm sorry for the cranky voice right now. The weather is killing us. It's a rainy day in Texas, and we are bringing you the most that we can in regards to what's going on with our area, Montgomery County, Conroe, Texas, and all over the world as well. Jenny Rosales, your voice for Voces en Acción. Voces en Acción is trying to bring the most information so you guys are up to date with the things that are going in our cities. And right now we're in the middle of early elections for November, which are started at the beginning of the October. Now it's going to go all the way until, I think, this week, the end of this week, and then on the 7th is the day of the elections. I will urge you to go and vote. People don't take seriously the voting sessions that we have through the years, and they only go and vote for president and big presidential elections instead of thinking that we are a state rule country. That means every state has their own rule, and every state has their own government. So that means if you have to go and vote and select your judges or select your commissioners or even the police officers, you're making an impact in your community. So I will urge you to go and see. I guess we're voting for proposals a lot, and we're voting, I think, the Montgomery County in the Woodlands Township, Municipio Woodlands Township, that's what I call it. They're electing, again, positions for the board. So if you can please make sure you do the research, look in your pages, read before you vote, and make sure that you make the correct choices. So you will later on cannot complain that nothing was done or things that were not that you wanted it. That's just a suggestion. Like I said, Voces en Acción is here just to educate you and give you the information so you can take action on the information that you receive. We're not here to tell you what to do, and we're not here to give us our public opinion. It is up to you. We give you the rights to choose, and that's the way that the professional ways of journalism should be in every aspect, in all the networks. The other thing is that we are having a lot of questions that I have received, though, in regards to Ukraine and Israel and all these wars that we're getting into, or my position about it. To tell you the truth, I do not give my position out, but I'm going to say something directly. If we're able to vote for the right government officials that will make the right decisions in regards to those laws, that's what we have to. That's one of the reasons why we have to vote and make sure that our voices are taken on there. If you're against those wars and you're not able to, you need to express it by voting. Is the way that you do it. There's unfortunate things that happen that we cannot control. For example, in Maine, what happened about 2 days ago on the shooting, we're in it. We need to start thinking about what is wrong with our just judicial system, that we're letting those criminals out in the street. What is it that is wrong with our mental health system, that people that are mentally ill, that have served for our community, are going into that type of violence against humanity. I am, deeply sorry about the things that are happening right now, but at the same time, we need to just make sure we are safe and we take action on those issues. Quiero decirles que gracias a las votaciones que ustedes hagan, que ustedes vayan a votar, hacen cambios específicos en la gobernatura. Me han preguntado sobre qué es lo que pienso sobre Irán, sobre Israel y Palestina y la guerra, y también lo que pienso sobre lo que está pasando en Ucrania. En estos momentos, lo único que le puedo decir una cosa: cuando usted va a votar, usted hace el cambio directamente desde su voto. Usted elige a los gobernadores, a los alcaldes, usted elige a los congresistas. Los congresistas son los que hacen el cambio en el área del Congreso de los Estados Unidos, y ellos son los que dan la prueba sobre el dinero que va para esas guerras que quizás no son necesarias o son necesarias según su punto de vista. Entonces, automáticamente yo le pido que tome acción en sus votaciones, que se eduque, que lea las plataformas de cada persona que va a votar usted por ahora y en marzo, porque en marzo va a haber elecciones nuevamente, y que son las primarias, y de nuevo en noviembre, que son las presidenciales. Lea las plataformas de cada persona que usted va a elegir. Estudie, averigüe, aprenda, y entonces tome la decisión correcta. No lo que yo le quiera decir o lo que le diga en la noticia, no, sino lo que usted quiera leer y entender. Gracias por estar con Voces en Acción. Hemos estado en un mes muy, muy atareados tratando de conseguir la información y, como le digo, tratando de asegurarnos de que la verdad esté en acción y se vea. Estamos trabajando en los talleres de educación personal que están siendo dados todos los lunes a las 6:30 de la tarde en el Centro Educacional de Conroe, en el 1111 de la Lakeline Road. Ahí estamos, su servidora, y cada lunes con una una persona que va a venir a hablar, un speaker que nos va a dar sea el tema elegido para ese lunes, su opinión y su información para que podamos educarnos. Los invito para que vayan personalmente al 111 Lakeline Road en Conroe, Texas, y a las 6:30 de la tarde, los lunes, comenzaremos. Tuvimos 2 sesiones que no tuvimos, que fue la sesión pasada y la de este lunes, pero comenzamos nuevamente el 6 de noviembre a hacer las sesiones a las 6:30. Comuníquense al teléfono 832-732-4447, 832-732-4447, para que pueda hablar con nosotros y decirnos, y nosotros le daremos la información. The other thing is I'm giving out the information that we're doing. Voces en Acción is working with the community and for the community, and we're doing our workshops, free workshops for the community in Spanish, and some of the classes are bilingual. They're at 6:30 p.m. with the Centro Educacional of Conroe Educational Center, and basically over there is at 6:30 on Mondays. We're starting again our next session on Monday, the 6th of November, and we're going to have different speakers that are going to be coming and talking to the community, whether it's a bilingual or fully Spanish. That will be published in our website. Again, if you want to talk to us, or if you want to reach us, if you have something to say, or if you want to be a guest of our show, you can call us at 832-732-4744. Again, 832-732-4744. And I'm here at your service. If you're able to talk to the community about your work, and about what is it that you want to give your word about, so the community can reach out to you and learn from your experience. That'll be nice. You can contact us. The other thing, we're in a partnership with Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is a nonprofit organization that has served and is serving the community. And thanks to them, thanks to Dick Sisler and the way that he's working with us and letting us be in the air, we both, Voces en Acción and Lone Star, we depend of your donations. So if you're interested of, giving donations and supporting the radio station or supporting us, Voces en Acción, you can contact us at www.irlonestar.com/B as in Victor EA, and you can see right there the donation button or the support, because we have sponsors. Our sponsors, they want to continue our work, and I have to give a shout out again to First Financial Bank. They're always sponsoring us and being part of the community, and they're always with us. Thank you so much, First Financial Bank. Nuevamente quiero darle las gracias a Lone Star Community Radio por estar con nosotros, por apoyarnos, por mantenernos al aire. Si no fuera porque ellos están ayudándonos, no estaría yo con ustedes hoy día y no pudiera comunicarles la información dada específica para ayudarlos. Si usted quiere pertenecer a venir a la radio, hablar con nosotros, comuníquese 832-732-4744, 832-732-4744. Si usted cree que lo que usted está haciendo por la comunidad tiene que saberlo todo el mundo, por favor llámeme para poder entablar una conversación con usted y traerlo aquí a la radio para que hable. Nosotros somos una corporación pequeña, somos non-profits o sin lucro, sin fines de lucro, lo mismo que Lone Star Community Radio, y nos basamos en donaciones y en el soporte que ustedes nos dan. Si usted está interesado en donar, puede hacerlo mediante www.irlonestar.com/B chiquita EA.com. lonestar.com _BEA, disculpen, allí puede contactarnos, puede entrar en Facebook, puede usted entrar en ¿cómo se llama? En YouTube y buscar Voces en Acción, y automáticamente también les dará el link para que pueda comunicarse con nosotros, y como siempre mi teléfono a la orden para cualquier iniciativa o pregunta que usted tenga, para que nos mantenga al aire siempre, como nuestros patrocinantes, como siempre. First Financial Bank está siempre con nosotros patrocinándonos y están ahí para la comunidad, para servir la comunidad. Gracias a First Financial Bank por lo que están haciendo por nosotros. Y hoy día tenemos un invitado especial, el cual nos va a hablar sobre las cosas que nosotros tenemos que hacer para prevenir, para estar informados sobre lo que es cómo tratar a la policía. Él es el capitán Westley Doolittle del Departamento 1, de Precinto 1, con el Constable, el señor Philip Cash. Ellos están trabajando en el Distrito 1, en el área 1 norte de aquí de Conroe, y se especializan en la salvaguardia de todos nosotros en la comunidad. Él viene a hablar con nosotros acerca de lo que nosotros podemos hacer para prevenir los asaltos, para prevenir las cosas, cómo trabaja nuestro sistema de policía, qué es lo que podemos hacer, cómo podemos educarnos y prevenir cualquier tipo de crímenes en nuestra área. Ellos trabajan también con el gobierno en la prevención mental. Ustedes necesitan cualquier tipo de contacto, siempre llame al 911, automáticamente les comunica al precinto de su área y ellos automáticamente les pueden ayudar. Siempre que vea algo que no le convenga, algo raro, no se quede callado y denuncie. Aquí en este país, la policía no tiene ningún tipo de poder sobre migración y inmigración o contacto con inmigración. Simple y sencillamente la única manera que eso puede pasar es que usted tenga un récord criminal. Y si usted tiene un récord criminal, como lo dije anteriormente, eso es automáticamente. No llame a la policía porque lo van a levantar. Eso va con cualquiera que lo sepa. Si usted tiene su récord limpio, usted está tratando de defender a un ser humano que está en peligro, llame al 911. El 911 le va a asistir en español y en inglés para poder salvar su vida. Again, like I said, we have every week a guest, and today I have the honor of having Captain Westley Doolittle. He's with Precint 1 over the Constable Philip Cash office, and he's working for the community. He's an amazing guy that has taken his time to share with us how to prevent things and how to use the police towards your success. And to share that the police officers are with us, not against us. So those things he's going to express, and the conversation was very, very lengthy, but very successful. We were able to learn a lot from him. And like I said to everybody, if you know that you're seeing that there's a crime that is being watched at the moment, and you need to call 911, go ahead and do so. Do not keep it to yourself. Save somebody's life, because we can save people. We can help people by calling 911, because that's why we have the police officers. And here in Montgomery County, we do back up the blue. So basically, if we can go ahead and call them, let them know what's going on, there will be no benefits and they will be able to help us. Now, if you have a criminal record, do not call them, because you're gonna be picked up. You know that. And if you're doing the wrong thing over there, remember, there's gonna be a day they're gonna pull you up and you're gonna be in jail. So at this point, you need to take care of that business that you need to take it with the police officers, and be clean. Continue being a clean citizen of the United States. That's what we are. That's why we're here. And again, thank you so much for your presence with Voces en Acción. I'm here to support the community. I'm here to support the blue. I'm here to support everything that is right for the health of our citizens. Gracias nuevamente por estar con nosotros. Miren el show con Westley Doolittle. Él va a estar hablando en español con nosotros, yo traduciendo como siempre y actualizándonos las cosas que podemos hacer. Yo personalmente y Voces en Acción apoyamos las cosas correctas de la ciudadanía, las cosas buenas, no las cosas malas. Ayudamos a las personas y ayudamos y apoyamos a la policía, porque es de nosotros mantenernos como buenos ciudadanos de este país. Gracias nuevamente por estar con nosotros y que pasen buenas tardes. A continuación, Westley Doolittle. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank you for being with us. And next is going to be our conversation with Captain Westley Doolittle. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.